paper that's in front of you. Okay? So we're not doing it. We had somebody in our last cohort who was really adamant. We do CBT at my school. I said, we're not at your school.
You're right.
We're at another school. Like, it's not what we do.
So what you said it was about again? You gave a lot of details about that essay. I'm joking.
I know you are. That's why I'm looking at you like that. That's why I wore these glasses today. All right. So yeah, that's the piece with the essay. It is an essay. You're gonna have to write. Please use your most legible writing. And you have enough time for each one. You have actually more than enough time.
Okay.
Some people, and don't get this type of texting anxiety, right? Like my dad was a super test taker, right? Like he was just really good. And my mom, when they met, they were taking, while they were dating, they took a teaching exam together. Back then, used to actually have to sit down and take a teaching exam in a room of like 100 and something people at big high schools, right? And my mom's, not her favorite story, but the story about my dad and him being egotistical and pompous was that like after about 10 minutes, he got up. Everybody else is still sitting like on the first part, and he put on his hat and he walked and he was like bang, and the person thought he quit. Right? And he was like,
nah, play, I'm done.
Yeah, he was like, don't tell my dad's story. Let me finish.
Okay.
So, you know, he was prepared. He did what he had to do and he knocked it out. Everybody's not that way. So there'll be some people that will finish really quick tomorrow. Forget about them. Worry about you. There are some people that take the entire full amount of time. We'll have a big clock that's up here and it'll have a countdown for you and it'll let you know. Once it gets to the music part, the test is over no matter where you are. So it's just like kind of how we do the coaching piece. If you're not done and you haven't, signed off, we're stopping it exactly where it is. All right? And there's short breaks in between the different parts, unless you're taking the entire amount of time, right? So we do have a short break regardless between part 2 and part 3. Okay? Everybody cool with that? Great. Okay, so the intro to the written exam is this. Again, no surprises, right? There's nothing that's new that you haven't seen before. The content is content that you should already know. You should know it cold by this point. You should know what the components of GROW are, right, by this point. But don't just give us, the G is for goals. What does G stand for?
Goals.
Establishing goals.
Establishing
Well,
goals.
if you say goals, you'll be getting it wrong, right?
I'm sitting next to Megan.
Know what it means. Okay? All right. So there's some things you need to know. I love this. Like it's like driving a car, right? But there are things that you must need to do, right? Everybody may not be an F1 driver. But everybody needs to know how to put on your signal before you turn, et cetera, et cetera. It's the same thing with coaching. We follow a format that we've been going over and over and over again. You know what that format is, you know how we do it. You know the 3 C's, you know what comes first, what comes second, what comes last. Again, nothing is going to be new, but these are things that we've been kind of prepping you on, and you must know them to be able to go from there. Any questions on this one? All right, so mastery of content. I think this is my last piece. Yes, beautiful. All right. So you're going to have to be able to list these different parts that are here. Coaching foundations. There's 3 of them. You got to know what they are. Core competencies that make up the success pyramid. Ori. Got to know that. What are the 3 phases of the coaching process and the components and outcomes that go with that? These are all laminate types. So if you're sitting right now saying, oh God, I never saw this before. Yes, you did. It's the titles of every laminate that you have. Right? The GROW model. What are the phases? What are the components? Coactive coaching. 3 levels of listening. If you forgot it, I don't remember who presented that chapter, but go back to the listening chapter. Right? Conversation outline, right? What are the phases and the components of the outline? That's the little balloon one, right? Every conversation starts with engaging, then you advance, then you disengage, right? Again, these are all laminates. Guiding principles, the components and practices. And then finally, it's dealing with the MBI quadrants. When Ramon spent that time, you guys had such a lovely time looking at who you really are when it comes to thinking, and even better, looking at who other people are. So you gotta go back to that. Again, it's another laminate. None of this work is work that you haven't had since we left TLCI. It's just now showtime. So now you'll be able to show us what you have, what you know, and where you go from there. All right, you guys good?
Yes.
Any questions for me before I bring up Ed?
This is dropped into the shared folder, because we taking pictures, but it's not in the shared folder, right?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Take a picture of it. But again, this is nothing more than your laminates. This is just the titles
These are
of
the
every
titles of the
laminate that you
laminates.
have.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's not, this is not new.
Right.
Again, we're not trying to trick you. We just want you to remember laminates. Right? Look at your laminates. Tonight, Megan, when you're in Brooklyn, don't hang out too much. Look at your You'll be all right. There you go. Or hang out with your laminates, right? Like this. Get 2 chairs and have your laminates on 1 chair. No questions, guys?
Nobody wants to say who did the listening chapter? Nobody in here? So that means
Chapter
it's,
3, was listening chapter 3.
It may be. Look it up. I don't want to take up any more time. I'm going to bring up Ed. Ed is going to go a little deeper with what we're doing and then go from there. So let's give Ed a round of applause. I like to give my guy.
Thank you. What's our 3 favorite words throughout the whole institute?
trust the process.